the end of the year is the time to release all of the racing games at once, so over the next week or so I'll be covering several of them. Released today in the US by Polish developer Techland for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC, Nailed gives you some serious in-your-face, fast-paced racing action with crazy tracks that contain slopes up to 70 degrees steep. So if you're looking for Excite Bike on crack, let's check it out. Here's Nailed. Nailed has more of an arcade racer feel to it than a traditional racing or kart game. The tracks are quite large and go really fast, but are obviously not realistically designed. Not that that's a bad thing by any means. While most tracks are obviously linear, there are multiple paths through each, in all directions, meaning while some opponents will take a high path, you might find a shortcut that goes low, and then the shortcut may even split into various sub-paths to take. Like most racing games, it's tough to determine just how long it'll take you to finish because there's just so much content and it has such great replayability. Right off the bat, you'll even be able to download around 550 megabytes of DLC that will give you access to 4 extra tracks and a new game mode for free. Besides the single-player campaign, you can also create custom matches to play by selecting a series of tracks and modifying various criteria to give you exactly the kind of race you're looking for. While there is no split screen built in, if you're looking to get a bit more competitive, you can take the matches online with up to 11 other players. All the same single-player customizations exist online, allowing you to create your own online tournaments, but there are no dedicated servers, so you either have to host your own or hope to find someone else to join up with. Unfortunately, I had several crashes during several of the online matches that I played, where the game froze upon respawning my vehicle, forcing me to withdraw from the match and find a new game to join. Hopefully that gets patched soon. The control scheme in Nailed is actually pretty simple, consisting only of a button to go, brake, and boost, while the thumbstick steers you and leans you forward and backward. A boost meter is filled as you perform stunts or pass through gateways, which is used to rocket you through the levels. Initially, while you learn to play, and more importantly as you learn each track, you're likely going to crash a lot. Hell, even when you learn the tracks, you'll crash a lot. Some of the crashes, though, I found to be a bit questionable, as the game would just blow you up if you touch a leaf, but you could fly through entire boulders and other portions of the level. In the single-player game, you respawn almost instantly, which allows you to be a little more liberal with your boosts, without a real risk of losing your place if you crash, but the multiplayer has a few second respawn time, which means you need to play a lot more conservatively. The single-player tournament is a career-style gameplay where you enter a tournament and pass each level to gain access to the next. There are several different game types, including the standard simple race, where the first man across the finish line wins, the stunt race, where you must do tricks like riding a wheelie or jumping and crushing an enemy to earn points, and the player with the highest score in the end wins. An interesting caveat is placed on this game type though, in that once a first person crosses the finish line, all other players start to diminish their points rapidly until they cross the line, so if you aren't good at stunting, you can just ensure you get first place to help boost your score. There's also a time challenge mode where you must arrive at checkpoints spread throughout the track in certain times to continue, and finally a detonator mode that requires you to continually perform stunts on a track or a bomb on the back of your vehicle will explode, setting you back further. There are even levels that prevent player collisions, and some that give you unlimited boost, which inevitably leads to some freaking crazy ass racing. As you win various matches, new parts, paint jobs, and outfits will become unlocked for you to fine-tune your vehicles. You can customize things like the body, engine, handlebars, and paint jobs to give your ride the feel you're looking for, and you can make your dude look cool or your chick look hot. Primarily, I played the single-player games in Nailed simply because I found them so entertaining. I was only able to play a few multiplayer matches, so I didn't get all the way into it, but the games I did play were fun. Having a pre-release copy means that you have to hope for either other reviewers or pirates to be playing the game, so there wasn't that much of a selection at the time. I really enjoyed the presentation of Nailed. The graphics aren't top of the lines by any means, but they're still good and more importantly run smooth the entire game with very minimal tearing. There aren't any cutscenes and there's no voice acting, it's just a cut and dry racing game. The soundtrack is pretty kick-ass though, with real music from bands like Slipknot and Queens of the Stone Age. Obviously, if you don't like this type of music, it could get pretty old quickly though, as the songs are repeated pretty often if you play long sessions like I do, which essentially leads to subconscious memorization of the lyrics. While I'm not a huge fan of this music genre, I can't think of any other type of music that would suit this gameplay. Everything just works well together. Overall, Nailed is a pretty solid racing game. When I said this was Excitebike on crack, I meant it. The boost sequences really get your adrenaline pumping, and the crazy stunts you pull at top speed are unbelievable. I haven't played a game like this in a very long time, so it was certainly a nice change of pace from the big-name first-person shooters released this fall. While it's a bit difficult initially until you get the hang of it, and there were some bugs that caused some of my multiplayer matches to crash, all in all, I had a great time playing through this title. Stay tuned for the rest of my racing game reviews over the next week or so, and leave your questions and comments below. Check out the full write-up and screenshots over at ZeitgeistGameReview.com. Stay up to date by following me on Twitter and Facebook, and make sure to check out all of the other great gaming entertainment on the Game Station. Don't forget to subscribe and press the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching.